Now let us start with something called a fundamental matrix. Yes, what does it mean? Of course, here we start with a system of equation which will look like this: y prime equals to a of x times capital Y. Okay, so let's say that is the system of equation which we work with. Is a 2 cross 2 system. I mean, it can be n cross n, but for now let's just assume stick with 2 cross 2 system of ODE. System of ODE. So essentially, if you want, you can just break it up. Let's just break it up and see what does it mean. It means that, of course, you guys know that, but let me do it again. It is a11 of x y1 plus a12 of x y2, and y2 prime is a11 a21 of x y1 plus a22 of x y2, right? Okay, so if you define y to be y1 and y2, okay, then of course and a of x to be your a11 a12 a21 a22. Okay, so then of course you have y prime is the derivative. If you define it like this, then these two, 1 and 2, are basically the same thing. Yeah, it's just a different compact way of writing it. Now let us assume that for now, see, I do not know about existence in sims. Yeah, we have to talk about it later, but for now let us assume that capital Y1 and capital Y2 are two linearly independent solutions of 1. Clear? Let's say you have two linearly independent solutions of 1. Okay, and for now I'm just telling you right now. Okay, but I'm not proving this. But for this ODE, this is 2 cross 2 linear system, so you will have at most, or you will have exactly two linearly independent solutions for this problem. Okay, not more than 2, less than 2. Okay, it's exactly 2. So you have two linearly independent solutions. Now what you want to do is, I am going to write down a matrix. So construct a matrix. Okay, capital Y. Okay, how do I construct it? Or maybe I can do it in another way. Let me do it in a different way. It will be much easier to comprehend in that way. So let's say that if you so as I told you, there are two. These are the only possible linear independent. I mean, the solutions can linearly independent set of solutions can be different, right? But the thing is, what I'm trying to say is, if you want to write any possible solution, so let's say the general solution, solution to 1 is given by capital Y of t is equals to C1 capital Y of t plus C2 capital Y2 of t. I'm writing it, let's write it as x. Sorry about it. Let's write it at x. Capital Y1 of x, Y of x equals to C1. Sorry about it again. Y of x is C1 capital Y1 of x plus C2 capital Y2 of x. Okay, so the general solution is given like this. C1 and C2 are constants. Now let us write it properly. Okay, so Y of x, how does it look like? If you write it, see, it is basically C1 times, let us break it up and write it. Yeah, y1 of x and y12 of x plus C2 times y21 of x and y22 of x. Right now, let's say I can write it like this: y1 of x, y12 of x y21 of x, y22 of x times c1 c2. So if you write it like this, it is essentially, you see, the first component of y will be c1 y11 plus c2 y21. So c1 y11 plus c2 y21. Clear? Okay, so this can be written like this, and the second component is correspondingly the other one. Okay, so you can write it like this. Now see, just note one thing, this particular matrix, this matrix, yeah, let's call it a capital phi of x, okay, times capital C. So this capital C is a matrix which is given by C1 C2, okay, and phi is a matrix, and phi of phi is formed by the columns of y1 and y2. So basically what I am trying to say is, you take y1 and y2, put it in a column, right? So basically the components, you put it in a column. So y1, the components is in the first column. So y1 is in first column, y2 is in second column, write that. So y11, y12, y21, y22. If it is n, if it is the n cross n system, you can just do it for n cross n. If you just do it like that, then this phi is called a fundamental matrix for the system 1. So you understand what I am trying to say? This thing, yeah. So this particular matrix is called a fundamental system. So therefore phi of x, how is phi of x defined? So you are given two linearly independent solutions, y1 and y2. Y1 and y2 is given to you. Okay, now write down this y1 y2 in a column. So basically the first column of the fundamental, the first column of the matrix for the fundamental solution will contain only the components of y1. So y11, y12. This will contain y21, y22. Okay, so this is called the fundamental matrix, for the system 1, for the system 1. Okay, I am sure that there is no confusion here. Clear? This is called the fundamental system. Now the question is this: is capital phi unique? Do you guys think it is unique? Of course not. Of course not. Okay, because given a equation like this, you see, the set of so let's say I am starting out with y1 and y2 is a linearly independent solution, right? They are, this is a tuple. So basically y1 and y2, if you write it y1 and y2, so this tuple, this is a tuple of linearly independent solutions, right? Okay, so there is so it's not a unique set of solutions, right? I mean, you can find another linearly independent set of solutions which satisfies 1, right? So since that is not unique, this phi is not unique. This phi is not unique, of course not. Okay, so there are many fundamental solutions for a given system. You take all those fundamental solutions, put it together, that's called a fundamental set of solutions for system 1. But I mean, we are not really interested in all that. I mean, that's fine, yeah. So the main point is what is the fundamental matrix? The fundamental matrix is, if you just put the linearly independent solutions in a column, then that is called a fundamental solution. Matrix. Here, now what do I do? Let's assume that I want to write down this in a much better form, okay, for a given equation like that. So let's say so given this equation, I want to write it in a special form. Okay, so given the equation y prime equals to capital A of y. Of course, whenever I am writing capital A, it is assumed that A is a function of x. It can be constant, no issues, but generally it is a function of x. Okay, so may or may not be a function of x. Clear? So A, the matrix A may or may not be a function of x. I mean, it can be a constant or it can be a function of x. That's what. Okay, so y prime equals to ay. That's the problem, and it is given that y at the point x naught is y naught. Okay, Y at the point x naught is y naught. Now, so you start with a general solution. So essentially, what I'm trying to say is, let's say, so let a general solution y of x. Okay, how does it look like? Of course, it looks like phi of x times. Sorry about the sound. Okay, phi of x times c. So you see, a general solution will look like phi of x times c. Yeah. One small details which I want you to understand is this. Please do not change the, I mean, don't write it as, in one dimension. What do? You just write constant times a function phi, right? Any solution. Here, don't do that, because you see, if you write it as c times phi, then that does not make sense. This is a 2 cross 2 matrix. Okay, this is a 2 cross 1 matrix. Okay, 2 row 1 column. So that makes sense. The matrix multiplication makes sense, and that is why this phi of x times c makes sense. C phi x does not make sense. Okay, so yx equals to phi x times c is a solution. Is the general solution. General solution. Clear? Okay. Now that satisfies this equation. Now, y naught equals to y at the point x naught, right? So that is phi at the point x naught times capital C. See, this is a general solution of y prime equals to ay, right? That's a general solution for y prime equals to ay, assuming, so this is assuming y1 and y2 are linearly independent set of solutions. It is clear. If you assume this thing, then this is the general set of solution, and since this satisfies at the point x naught is y naught, so this is true. Now that will give me that C. Can I write it like this? C equals to phi x naught inverse, okay, y naught. Now, do you guys think that will work? Can I write it? Do you think that phi x naught? See, phi at the point x is given by this. So this is a function of x, right? That's a function of x. These are all functions of x. Now, at a point x naught, you have another matrix, right? What I'm trying to say is that matrix, can you say that the inverse of that matrix exists? Of course it does. Why? Because, so this is y, because note that y1 and y2 are linearly independent solutions. Okay, so if you put it, this is phi of x is basically, if you look at the the determinant of phi of x, that is going to be non-zero for all x in I, right? Because y1 and y2 are linearly independent. Determinant of phi is nothing but the Wronskian of y1 and y2. It is basically the Wronskian of y1 and y2. Okay, and which is non-zero, because y1 and y2 are y1 and y2 are linearly independent, right? Is this clear? I am quite sure that this is not a problem, since y1 and y2 are linearly independent and they are solutions of this equation, since the Wronskian is non-zero, and what is mod phi x is basically the Wronskian, so that is non-zero. So phi at every point x in I is non-zero, and hence this at the point x naught is non-zero. So I can talk about the inverse matrix. Okay, so this is non-singular, the matrix is non-singular. I can talk about inverse, and it is given by this. Now once that is true, therefore a general solution y, how does it look like? It looks like phi of x times capital C, the constant matrix C, and I know now what is the constant matrix. It is phi of x naught inverse times y naught. Okay, now does this satisfy the equation? Of course, because at the point x naught, you see, it will be phi x naught inverse and y naught. Okay, phi x naught inverse is the identity matrix y naught. So y at the point x naught is y naught. So that satisfies this equation. Yeah. So this so from now, any solution, so a general solution of this equation. Okay. So from now the general solution of y prime equals to ay will look like in terms of fundamental matrix, it will look like capital Y of x is phi of x naught inverse, okay, y at the point x naught is y naught, of course, that is given. Okay, and this is what is it, y naught. Clear? Okay, it will look like that. Okay, so this is general solution of this problem, not only this, but with the initial condition it will look like this, where capital phi is the fundamental matrix. Okay, clear? Now, of course, if the fundamental matrix changes, phi x naught inverse and everything will change, but the thing is any solution will look like that. Yeah, that's the point. Okay, so although one small detail I have missed or I have explained, I don't know, that any general solution of one will always look like this we did not prove right now. Okay, we'll prove it later, maybe another 3-4 classes. We'll just look at this thing, why the general solution of one should look like that. Given two linearly independent solutions, it will look like this, but we'll do it later. For now, this is fine. So is this clear? So any solution of this problem will look like this, where this is the fundamental solution. Now, one small thing I want you to know, and then we are going to finish this small lecture. So basically, this is a small lemma kind of thing, if you want, lemma. Okay, so what does phi do? That the fundamental matrix phi, the fundamental matrix capital phi. Okay, of course, whenever I am writing fundamental matrix, it is corresponding to some system. Okay, so let me write it, corresponding to some system, corresponding to the system y prime equals to ay. Okay, some authors in some books it may be written as the fundamental matrix corresponding to the matrix A. I mean, if it is written like that, it is assumed that see, this equation is nothing, it is characterized by this matrix A. Okay, so essentially you can just write it's a fundamental matrix corresponding to the matrix A. That also can be written. Yeah? Some authors do that. So but for now we are just looking at the system of ODE like that. Yeah, so the fundamental satisfy the following. Satisfies the following. Number A, mod phi of x is non-zero for all x in I. This we have already discussed, right? Why? Because phi is formed by putting together what are the columns of phi. So basically they are like the linearly independent functions, right? The vector value functions. And since they are linearly independent, it basically mod phi is essentially the Wronskian, which is non-zero. So that's non-zero. But it also has this particular thing. So this thing, phi prime equals to a times phi. Okay, what is this? This is ODE. What sort of ODE is it? It's a matrix equation. It's a matrix valued ODE. Okay, is it clear? It's a matrix valued ODE. And what is phi prime? So where capital phi prime, okay, this is derived from differentiating each entry of phi. Is this clear? So you take phi, differentiate every entry, and that's your phi prime. Okay, so what does phi do? What does the fundamental matrix do in this case? Since this is a 2 cross 2, see, A is a 2 cross 2 system, right? So this phi is a 2 cross 2 matrix. Okay, and that matrix will satisfy a equation which will look like phi prime equals to a phi. Okay, and I'm thinking maybe should I prove this thing, or maybe you guys can do it. Okay, so for now let's just put it like this: do it yourself. DIY, that's your proof. So please do that yourself. It's not very difficult to see. Okay, so with this we are going to end this small lecture.